Hey everybody, if you follow smartphone trends, you know that the trend this year and quite frankly going forward is this slim bezel look that Samsung and LG pioneered. LG technically came out of it first with the G6. So this is the V30, this is not the G6. I have the V30 and the Samsung Galaxy S8. This is how all new future phones will look. Slim bezels, rounded corners, and that 18:9 aspect ratio that makes the phone easier to hold because it's longer instead of wider, and when the phone's not as wide, it's easier to hold. So if you want this futuristic design but you don't want to spend $800 on a Samsung phone or $700 for an LG, what can you do? Well, you might want to consider this. This is the Umi Digi S2 Pro. So yes, Umi Digi is a Chinese phone company, and obviously you see where the inspiration is for this phone. Even though LG pioneered the design first, this phone's obviously a clone of the Samsung Galaxy S8. You want to know why? Check out the buttons. So navigation buttons on the Umi Digi S2 looks just like the navigation buttons on the Samsung Galaxy S8. It's quite crazy that they even copy the buttons. So this phone retails for, it's not on sale yet. This is a pre-production unit. It will go on sale, I think, September 18th for $230 US. $200. That's like a quarter of the price of the Note 8 and less than 1/3 of the Galaxy S8. So let's do a quick size comparison. So this is a 6-inch display. I think on the S2 Pro, you're getting a 1080p display, but on the S2, it's only a 720p. So that's, you know, obviously at $230, you're gonna have to sacrifice somewhere. So first thing is let's look at the quick design really quick. Even though the bezels for the Umi Digi is quite small for a Chinese phone, it's still a bit larger than the bezels on the Samsung Galaxy S8, as you can see. So a little bit of a difference. Up top, a little bit of a difference too. So this is a 6-inch screen, this is a 6.3 inch. When you put them side by side, they are virtually the same height. So that's because Samsung has a slimmer bezel and about the same riff. So this phone's basically the same size as S8 Plus, even though it has a small screen, but still very impressive. If anything, I actually like the back more than Samsung's take, because I think glass only looks good in photos, and then look at how it looks, you know, it just looks terrible. All the fingerprints, and the fingerprint reader is really stupid. So on the Umi Digi S2, you have a fingerprint reader that's in a good spot, and you know, and it's really fast and accurate almost immediately, a little bit slower than on the LG phones. And this back is metal, so I actually like how this feels better. I think this looks and feels better than the Samsung Galaxy S8. The antenna lines are hidden, like curved along the edges of the phone, in that you know, people will say it's iPhone 7, but it's actually Meizu did it first, the Meizu MX6. So this is a really quality phone. You have all metal display. This is, I believe, only a 720p panel, but you can upgrade to a 1080p for a little bit more. So let's check out some apps. So you can hide navigation buttons too, which is really cool. So once you hide navigation button, you do get this like almost edge to edge look that you get from a Samsung Galaxy S8. So obviously the display on the Umi Digi is an LCD, so it's not going to be as nice and clean and crisp as the Samsung Galaxy S8 or the LG V30. But again, $230. So I've played with this phone for half a day so far, so not a lot of times testing it yet. But the camera, so you go into the mode, it's pretty basic, and the camera, and this is pre-production software, so it might get better, but right now the camera's on par with just typical budget devices. So the camera, it's a 13 megapixel Sony IMX258 lens on the top. The second camera, if it's actually a real second camera, I don't know these Chinese companies, is a 5 megapixel lens. And the front camera, it's also 5 megapixel. So under the hood, there's a MediaTek Helio P20. So this is So this is a mid-range chip. Oh, for the S2, for the Pro version, you get the P25. So these are mid-range chips, so they're not going to be as powerful as a, flagship device. I ran a Geekbench on it. It scored 798 single core, 3116 multi-core. So when you go into multi-core, it falls short of even the Samsung Galaxy S7 from last year, OnePlus 3, but $230, it's pretty solid, I think. And one of the things I really like is the Android software is really clean. This is virtually stock Android. Well, except the app tray, you swipe sideways instead of up and down. So this is very clean. There's not much bloatware on this. Not a lot of apps. Everything comes clean. So that's very rare for a Chinese phone. And this display, even though it's supposedly only 720, I'm quite impressed by it. So okay, this is supposed to be 720. It looks really good. Let me turn off the volume just to check the speaker sound. So as you can see, there's also the black bars on the side of the device. The black bars on the side, you can't get rid of them because this phone is 18:9 aspect ratio, and obviously UmiDigi doesn't have that software trick that Samsung can do, which hides the black bars. So this phone uses USB-C. Oh, I almost forgot. The standout feature of this phone, in addition to the screen, is the battery. There is a 5,100 milliamp battery inside. 5,100 milliamp. So UmiDigi claims this will last you 2 days. I don't know if it will last me 2 full days, but it definitely can last me like a day and a half. So it can definitely go an entire day without me needing to recharge. So the screen, it's really bright. Even right now, look at the brightness. I'm on 0 and it's still really in your eyes. So that's actually a flaw, because if you're like reading this in bed, you don't want it to be that bright. So I will test out max brightness and stuff tomorrow in the sun when I can. I've only had about half a day to play with this, and I have a bunch of other phones to test for now. Please bear with me. Just a quick hands-on of a phone that gives you the vibe of a Samsung Galaxy S8 or an LG V30 or a LG G6 or a Samsung Galaxy Note 8 for at like a quarter of the price. Let's compare it to the LG V30 really quick. So both of these are 6-inch displays, the LG V30 and the UmiDigi S2. So the LG is a little bit shorter because slimmer bezels. Same riff, fingerprint reader, they both have it in the right location. So yeah, I'll be back with look at that screen, man, $230, damn. So I'll be back with a review. Thanks for watching.